Welcome to this tutorial on gentle restorative chair yoga. I'm going to introduce a number of postures that you can do while sitting in a chair. This is great for if you've been sitting for a long time at your desk and just need to stretch out. Also, there will be a focus in this class on strengthening the muscles to help create better bone and joint health. So we're going to be very careful and protective of our joints and bones, but work on strengthening the muscles around them for better balance as well as better range of motion. So remember to modify any postures that you need and to go at your own pace. My video is a little bit in slow motion to give you plenty of time to take some nice deep breaths as you move. If you ever would like to pause the video to add your own stretches or do a few more repetitions, you are welcome to. So you'll want to start just sitting nice and comfortable. I have my chair scooted up into the back of the wall as well, so it's nice and solid. Have that kitchen chair against the wall. And I'm going to make sure I'm sitting up nice and straight. We're going to start by stretching our necks. So as we begin to do neck rolls here in just a little bit, you don't want to just let your neck hang. You want to think of engaging the muscles in your neck, and you want to think of lengthening up from shoulder to shoulder. So rather than let the vertebrae carry the strain of rolling, you're actually engaging those neck muscles and just seeing if you can make that neck a little bit longer as you do little half circles, first to one shoulder and then over to the other shoulder. Adjusting this so it feels good for you. Just taking gentle half circles, shoulder to shoulder. I used to have a yoga teacher that said, imagine there's a paintbrush on your nose and you're just painting a smiley face. So you take these nice little gentle half circles. You may even like to slow down your breath, try and breathe with every movement. Go ahead and come back to center, neutral neck. Now lifting the arms, take a nice deep breath in, fill up your stomach. Fill up your chest. Exhale, let it all out as you lower your arms. You may even like to look up as you take this next one. Lifting the arms up, looking up, lengthening the neck, engaging those arm muscles and neck muscles. Exhale, perhaps returning the gaze to neutral as those arms come down. Following your own breath here. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. One of the most powerful aspects of yoga is the deep breathing. It has a profound effect to calm our minds and to help get rid of tension and stress. So make sure in everything you do, you're moving with your breath and you're breathing deeply. You're welcome to move a little bit faster or a little bit slower than me. Go ahead and find your own rhythm and then let your breath follow what feels like a natural rhythm. Let your movement follow the natural rhythm that you find with your breath. All right, coming back to neutral. Our next stretch here. So we're just looking up to the ceiling, lengthening the neck up, and then gently tucking in the chin. Lengthening the back of the neck as we look down to our knees. So inhale, looking up and lengthening. Exhale, perhaps looking down to the knees as we think about lengthening the back of the neck. So inhale, lengthening the front of the neck. All under the chin and sides of the neck. Exhale, lengthening the back of the neck as you look at your knees. This can feel so nice if we've been busy working hard, either at our desks or outside. All right, now lifting the arms up. Once again, this time we're going to take a gentle twist. Just letting both arms come to the outside of your leg for support. Inhale up to center, exhale to twist. And as you twist, you want to think of a nice long spine and imagine your back muscles and your abs slightly engaged, slightly flexed to support your spine as you twist. So those muscles are supporting and holding everything as you take a gentle twist. This is to help strengthen those muscles, to help us have better posture as we walk, which also is very beneficial for the spine and bone health. Just following your breath. Exhale to twist, and that hand on the knee and leg can even help you get deeper in the twist if you'd like. All right, coming back to center now, bringing the arms out in front. Reach out in front of you. And reaching as those arms slide around to the side. Look up to the ceiling, lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale back to center. And reaching, stretching those arms and fingertips out. Feel a nice stretch in the shoulders and the arms. Grab underneath your chair. Pull on your chair as you lengthen your neck and spine up to look up to the ceiling. And let's do one more. Reach those fingers out in front. Reaching along the sides as if you're scraping sides of a bowl. Exhale, let the hands come under the chair. Pull on the chair as you lengthen the shoulders and neck up. And back to neutral. Neutral spine. That just means we're sitting up straight. And now preparing to change things up just a little bit. This next posture is called tree posture, where we're working on balancing and strengthening those little stabilizing muscles in our legs. So you're going to lift your right leg. Level 1, the toes can still be touching the ground. You could just be having that heel a little bit lifted. Level 2, you're going to actually place the foot on your calf and be balancing completely on that other leg. Level 3, if you'd like, you're welcome to bring your hands to heart center. And you can also be doing this with the back pressing into the wall if you prefer that to help stabilize instead of the chair. So pick a variation that feels right for you. And then with every inhale, imagine lengthening up, nice tall spine. And with every exhale, imagine putting roots down through that balancing leg. You might feel some of those little surface muscles twitch. And this is good for them. This is strengthening them. This will help us have better balance. And that foot that's lifted is pressing into the inside of your leg. Hands are pressing into each other. Or if your hand is on your waist, it's pressing into the waist. All those places where we touch are our anchors to help keep us solid. Let's go ahead and do this on the other side now. Remembering to keep a nice slow breath, keeping that same nice rhythm that we found in our earlier stretches, even though we're just holding. So go ahead and find a good place for that foot. Either toes are still touching the ground, or maybe you bring it up a little bit higher. I'm just showing here, you can have that foot even down by the ankle if you want. Lots of different ways you can do tree pose. Wherever you're at, just breathing. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, imagine putting roots down through the standing leg. Maybe hands pressing into each other, maybe foot pressing into the leg to help the legs be engaged. The more all your muscles are engaged, the easier it will be to balance. Even that core, surprisingly. Continuing to breathe. And release. Now go ahead and set that chair aside. We're going to use the wall for this support for this next one. So I'm just going to widen my stance and let my back rest against the wall, hands pressing into the hips or the waist. And my back and shoulders are pressing into the wall. That wall is going to help me have a nice long spine as well as provide support. I'm just going to show you really quick where we're going next. One hand presses into the thigh, the other reaches to the ceiling. So now go ahead, bring your hands to your stomach, feel your abs flex as they engage. Imagine zipping those abs right up your midline. That'll help protect the spine. Now your right hand comes to your thigh or below the knee, and your left hand reaches up to the ceiling. So pick a good place for you. You just don't want to be on the knee joint. You're either right above it or right below it. And you can look straight forward, or if you'd like to add the stretch in the neck, you can lift your gaze to the ceiling, to those fingertips that are reaching up. We're just getting a nice side stretch here, breathing nice and deep. Our legs are engaged. They're helping us stay nice and steady. Our shoulders are pressing into the wall. Both arms are reaching away from each other. Inhale back to center. Reach the arms away from each other. Nice stretch. Exhale, let the arms come down. Other hand presses into that thigh, or perhaps right below the knee. And lifting the other arm up to the ceiling, maybe looking up to the ceiling as well, if it feels okay on the neck. Taking nice deep breaths here. Imagine with every inhale you're lengthening even though you're holding this pose. With every exhale, think of the places where your feet are pressing down into the ground, where that left hand is pressing down into your thigh. Inhale all the way back up. Reach the arms away from each other. Exhale, release. And slowly walk the feet back in. Use that wall behind you or that chair if you need. Bring those legs back together. Now bringing your chair back to center. This next posture we're going to do is Warrior Two. Warrior is a very famous posture in yoga. Many times when you see pictures of people doing yoga, you'll see this pose. So I'm just showing you how you can bring your right hand down to your chair to support yourself, and you can even sit either all the way or maybe just that left sit bone onto your chair to help support you. And you can be doing Warrior Two, working on alignment with that chair helping support you. Now make sure that those back toes are slightly angled forward or parallel to protect the knee. You want the toes kind of facing towards the knee if you can. If you notice that, my toes are slightly pointing forward. And then on the other leg, you want the knee to be right above the ankle. And whenever you feel nice and stable, when you've got a nice seat on that chair, you can lift those arms up right above the legs. Now, if you feel fine here, you're welcome to lift up off the chair, or you can stay planted on that chair for the extra stability. Now, holding that knee right above the ankle, that bent knee, is so good to strengthen those muscles that help support the knee joint. So if done wrong, this can be not so good for the knees, but if your alignment's good, if that knee is right above the ankle, and if those back toes are slightly angled forward, this posture can be so beneficial for the knees. And then those arms are reaching away from each other. You want to imagine pressing through both feet. pressing into the ground. And both legs are completely engaged, keeping you nice and strong here in Warrior Two. Exhale those arms down and bring that right arm down to your thigh, pressing that arm into the thigh as the other arm reaches up and out. Anytime we're reaching, you always have an option to lift your eyes up to those reaching fingers if it feels okay on the neck. As you inhale, you think of lengthening those fingers. As you exhale, think of pressing through the feet and pressing through that bent arm that's on top of your quad. Take a few more deep breaths here, just holding. All the strength in yoga comes from the holding of postures. And inhale back to center. Bring those arms out to the side, grab that chair, and you're just going to scoot around so the legs are the other direction. So straightening the other leg and looking to the other side. Lift those arms right above the legs. Check that alignment. Make sure the knee is right above the ankle and isn't bending more than 90 degrees. You don't want it out past your toes on a nice 90-degree angle, and that those back toes are just slightly angled forward. Arms right above the legs, nice long spine here. On every inhale, we're reaching. Every exhale, thinking about our anchors. Exhale, coming down. Now that right arm becomes an anchor, pressing into the quad, and the left arm is reaching. With every inhale, I'm reaching through that hand. With every exhale, pressing the arm and leg into each other that are connecting, and pressing those feet where they're connecting to the floor. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, focusing on your anchors. Those places you're connected and solid. And slowly coming back to center. Bring those arms out, reaching away from each other and all the way down. Grab that chair. Use that as support as you slide the hips back. This time widening that stance on the chair as wide as feels comfortable. And both hands pressing into the tops of the legs. You're going to adjust the hand position of the right hand. So switch that hand around. So fingers are pointed inward, and then you're just going to straighten the arm as you dip into that shoulder, looking out over the opposite shoulder. You'll feel a great stretch through the inner thigh, through the shoulder, through the upper back, and slowly coming back to center. And go ahead and adjust the other hand so fingers are pointing in, and the same thing on the other side. Pressing, straightening that arm into the leg to give yourself a nice inner thigh stretch as well as an upper shoulder stretch. This is so important, helping keep that hip area nice and flexible, maintaining that range of motion for balance. Let's take it one more time on each side. Nice deep stretch. Remembering to take deep breaths as you hold. Maybe sinking a little deeper into the stretch with every breath. I like to think of making space on the inhale, lengthening, and then sometimes sinking into that space on the exhale. And coming back to center. Let's go ahead. Do one more on the other side, adjust those hands, and lengthening forward, nice long straight spine. So we feel that nice stretch in the leg and in the shoulder. Making space on the inhale, sinking into that space on the exhale. And coming back to center. Bring those legs together again. Okay, gently making your way back to standing. And this next one is downward facing dog, another very famous yoga posture, very iconic. Normally you'll see people doing it with hands and feet pressing into the ground or pressing into their yoga mat. We're going to be doing it upright using the wall as support. So I'll just show you really quick. You're going to find that wall with your hands, walk your hands. You should just be right in front of you because we're not wanting to do a little back bend here or dump into the spine. We're wanting to lengthen through the spine. So very important here that you flex your abdominal muscles to help relieve some of the lower back. And then you're just going to think of broadening through the shoulders, engaging your stomach, your back, your shoulders, really pressing into the wall. The more you press into the wall, the easier it will be to engage all those muscles, the better workout you'll get. And you're imagining lengthening the top of your head and the tailbone away from each other. So you're making lots of space in the spine with every breath. And slowly make your way back up. You can walk your hands up the wall, coming all the way back to standing. Just going to do one more standing pose and then take a break, sitting. So this next standing posture, and if at any point you need to pause the video to catch your breath, you can. This next one, we're just going to be lifting the right leg up, pressing that foot into the chair. You might feel a nice stretch through your glute. Notice how I'm bringing my right hand to my hip or my lower back to help support the back. The other hand can stay on the chair or it can come to the knee. Very gentle twists here. Reminder, we want to be very careful with the spine. We're just giving the muscles a gentle stretch, so you don't want to take this twist too far. You always want to make sure that you feel like it's the muscles that is supporting you, not your skeletal structure. Your muscles are engaged around your spine, holding it in place, supporting it. Being so gentle here, thinking of a nice long spine. And grab that chair if you need. Carefully walk your way out. Bring that foot down. I'm just going to show you on the other side. Depending on which way you're facing, you can also be using the wall for support. So I'm bringing the right arm to the left knee and the other hand is pressing into the wall. I could even have my hip right up against the wall if that felt nice. And if that feels better to have the hand there, or perhaps maybe it feels better to keep that hand on the lower back, supporting it. So feel free to play with this posture, make it be what your body needs it to be. And you're just thinking of strengthening the back and core, as well as getting a nice stretch through that glute. A few more breaths here. We're also kind of working on balancing here. Changing things up. And carefully making your way back to center. Go ahead and bring that foot down using the wall if you need. And now we're just going to sit back on our chair and revisit a few of our earlier warm-up postures and just notice if we feel a little bit more loose, if we're able to stretch a little bit deeper, especially in that upper back and shoulders. Take some time to slow that breath down again if you've ever noticed yourself holding your breath or breathing shallowly. Go ahead, inhale, lift those shoulders up, exhale, let them drop. We're just going to do some nice shoulder shrugs here, following our breath. Inhale to lift, exhale to let them drop. Rolling the shoulders with our breath. This can feel so nice after all that shoulder engagement. And now with the hands pressing on the tops of the legs, I'm just doing some gentle circles with my back. You're leading with your heart, so leading, letting the chest come forward. And then when you come back, letting the back straighten. Now bringing the left arm down to the leg, other arm comes up and over. Nice little side stretch. And down. Same thing on the other side. Inhale up, stretching over to the side. Always going for length, not worrying about how deep we get, just feeling a nice stretch. And coming all the way back to center. Looking up to the ceiling, feeling that nice stretch in the front of the neck. And perhaps tucking the chin a little, lengthening through the back of the neck. Now bring those fingers in front, reach. Just notice this time if it feels a little bit easier to reach. If those shoulders and arms feel a little bit more loose. Now looking up to the ceiling as you grab on the bottom of your chair to lengthen. And looking to your knees. Let's do one more. Inhale. Reach those fingers out in front, scooping the sides. Grab under your chair, and as you look up, lengthening the neck away, up towards the ceiling, and back to center. Let's do one more. Exhale as you look up. And now bringing the palms together, just to bring the focus inward, close your eyes. We're going to take 1 minute to just focus on our breath and notice how we are feeling so far in our practice. Take a nice deep breath in, noticing if there's anywhere in your body that feels a little bit looser, a little bit less tense. Exhale, noticing if the mind feels a little bit more calm, if you feel a little bit more peace in your heart. Nice deep breath in. Imagine breathing in relaxation. Nice deep breath out. Imagine letting go of any tension in your body and letting go of any worries in your mind. Just be here in this moment. Don't worry about anything that you need to do after this. And notice how good it feels to breathe and be here. Now slowly opening your eyes. And go ahead and make your way up to standing, our very last standing posture for class. This is another one where you can use that wall for support. I'm going to do a lunge while pressing into the wall. The more you press into the wall, the more of a workout it will give those arms and stretching out that back hamstring. Okay? So take a moment to get set up, and once again make sure that that front knee is a 90-degree angle. The knee is right above the ankle, not jutting out past the toes. Feeling that nice stretch in your hamstring of that back straight foot. pressing into the wall and breathing. Just noticing how good it feels to breathe, to be using your muscles, and taking the time to carefully come back, switch sides, still pressing into the wall, stretching into that back hamstring now. It's totally okay if that heel is lifted. As the hamstring gets more flexible, the heel will get closer to the ground, but it can be lifted if it needs to be. And breathe. Doing so good. And using that wall to come all the way back up to standing. Now these next few postures you can do on your back on the ground, or you could do them on a couch or even on your bed. So pick the place that seems most comfortable to you. There's just one more posture we'll do needing the chair, and then the other few you can do on a couch or bed. So if you don't feel comfortable coming down to laying on the ground, you can just skip this posture. But if you feel comfortable coming down to knees on the ground, I suggest getting a blanket or a pillow for under those knees. And this, I'm just reaching the hands onto my chair. This is our back bend for today. Pressing the palms into the chair, looking up to the ceiling. So you could try this one, or if this one doesn't seem like it would be comfortable, you could skip this one. You could even probably do this on your bed and maybe have the hands pressing into the wall behind you instead of using the chair. The chair is a great help for opening through the heart, opening through the chest, getting a very gentle back bend there. And those arms are fully engaged, supporting your back as well, as you're just imagining lengthening up and back, a very gentle back bend. You may just take a few breaths to try going in and out of this heart-opening posture. I'm taking about 3 or 4 here, but you listen to your body. Only hold it as long as feels right for you. Only take as many repetitions as feel right for your body. And slowly coming all the way back. Now this next one, you may want to watch it first and then pause the video and do it. Either on the ground or on your bed. You're just coming all the way down, laying on your back, and then you're bringing the soles of your feet together and letting your knees come out to the side. This is supine butterfly. It can feel really nice on that lower back. And you can adjust the feet to have the feet a little bit further out or closer in. This is a wonderful hip opener if you have a lot of tension through those tendons and muscles in your hips. This can really help with that range of motion. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like because it's a more restorative posture. But whenever you're ready for the next posture, go ahead and grab, if you have a strap, you can use one, or if you have I just have a towel here. You can have a full towel or a hand towel, depending on how long you want your strap to be. And now that we've given our lower back a little bit of a break, we're gonna do one last hamstring stretch. So I'm just looping the towel or blanket around my foot And I'm kicking into it, and then I'm pulling that leg forward towards my nose. And that other knee is bent with the foot pressing into the ground or the bed to help give you some support. With our back fully supported, sometimes we can get a little bit deeper into that hamstring. And if you want to get even deeper still, you can straighten that other leg. If that's a little too intense, keep the other leg bent. And we're just breathing here. We're only bringing it to the point where we feel a nice stretch in the hamstring. Sometimes when we spend a lot of time sitting, those hamstrings can shorten. And by taking the time to stretch them out, we'll find that everything feels better. All our other movement and exercise and walking just feels a lot better. Go ahead and release that foot. And bringing that other foot up into your sling that you've created. Extending that foot out. And then if it feels all right, if you want a more intense stretch, pulling that leg closer towards the nose. Remember that leg can be completely upright. So I'm bending my arms to get a deeper stretch, but those arms can be straight. If that leg straight in the air is a good hamstring stretch, you just keep it where you can feel the stretch. And breathe. And release that foot from the sling, lower it all the way down. And generally in yoga, we like to end with what's called an inversion. Inversion is anytime the hips are above the heart. It can feel really, really great and relaxing. So I'm just showing you one version you can take here if you happen to be still using your chair. And then I'm going to show you a version you can take if you are on your bed. So this first version, I'm just lifting the feet up, letting the legs rest on the chair. This is a very gentle inversion. It can feel so nice if you've been sitting all day or traveling or even walking. If those feet are swollen at all, it can feel so nice to just let some of that fluid drain out of the feet. This is a very restful place to be. So you're welcome to stay here for 3 to 5 minutes, as long as you'd like, and maybe take some time to find that breath again. Slow down your thoughts and just focus on breathing in and breathing out. This breathing is something we always like to take a few minutes for at the end, so that our mind can get the same mental benefits as our body. And now you can stay here if this is if you're already here, or if you're on your bed, I'm just going to show you another variation you can take. If that bed is up against the wall, you can scoot around so that those legs are straight up the wall. And you can also take, if you want a little bit more intense version, and you're on the floor, you can take this version by just scooting the hips close to the wall and then letting those legs come up the wall. And this is just a little bit more of an inversion, but the exact same benefits. Just enjoying this sensation, changing things up. Our legs and feet do so much for us, to support us, to carry us. It's nice sometimes to give them a little love. Just breathing here. And whenever you feel ready, if you'd like, you can bring those legs down and take a few moments either on the floor or on your bed to just lay on your back and enjoy how this feels. Maybe take a few breaths to just notice how your arms and legs feel now that they're all stretched out. Inhale, imagine breathing in relaxation and peace. Exhale, feel all of your muscles softening, relaxing, and letting go. Inhale, relaxation entering your body. Exhale, any remaining stress and tension melting away. And you're welcome to spend as much time here as you would like, but this is the end of our video for today. Thank you everyone for participating. At the end, we always say namaste. That just means I appreciate the time you spent practicing with me. So thank you everyone. Namaste.